Hi guys, it's Miss Smith. We're going to do a lesson today brought to you from my bedroom. So we're going to be learning all about how to convert measurements using the customary system for capacity. So you might be wondering, what is capacity? Capacity is another word for volume. That's going to be how much space something takes up, or how much space can be filled inside of an object. And we're going to use the story of the gallon land to help us understand how we can convert back and forth between different measurements. So get ready to take some notes and hear the story of the gallon land. There once was the land of gallon. We're going to draw one big G on a piece of paper because the G for gallon is the largest measurement in the customary system for capacity. In this kingdom, there were 4 queens. We're going to draw Q's to represent the measurement of quarts. Quarts are the next largest measurement for the customary system. So we have 4 quarts in every gallon, or 4 queens in our gallon land. Each queen was married and had a prince and a princess. Inside each Q, we're going to draw 2 P's. The P's represent pints. That's the next measurement size for customary systems. So we have 2 pints for every quart. If we have 4 quarts in every gallon, that means there's a total of 8 pints in every gallon. We can solve this by counting how many P's we see total in the gallon land. Each prince and princess grew up to have 2 children of their own. We're going to draw 2 C's inside every P. The C's represent cups. That means there are 2 cups for every pint. If there are 2 pints in a quart, that means there's a total of 4 cups in every quart. And then there's a total of 16 cups in every gallon. Now, every child loved owls, so each child was given 8 owls for their birthday. We're going to draw little 8s inside each cup. The 8 is going to represent fluid ounces. Fluid ounces are the smallest measurement for the customary system. Now, if there are 8 fluid ounces for every cup, that means there are 16 fluid ounces in every pint, and 32 fluid ounces in every quart, and 128 fluid ounces in every gallon. So it's important to count up how many 8s we see in the total gallon, and then we'd multiply that by 8 in order to figure out how many fluid ounces are in every gallon. Now that we've made the gallon land, let's talk about some practice problems. If I want to find how many gallons or how many quarts there are in 4 gallons, I need to first think, how many quarts are there in 1 gallon? Now I know that there are 4 quarts for every gallon, and if I have 4 gallons, I'm going to need to multiply. So I'm going to need to do 4 gallons times 4 quarts in order to find how many total quarts are in 4 gallons. Pause the video here to solve and then check your answer on my next screen. If you said that 4 times 4 is 16, give yourself a pat on the back. That means there are 16 quarts in 4 gallons. Our next practice problem, I want to solve. If I have 3 gallons, how many pints do I have? Now I can count that there are 8 pints inside my gallon land, so I know that 1 gallon has 8 pints. So think, what equation do you need to do and solve for how many pints are in 3 gallons? Pause the video here before going on to solve your problem. Now we're going to need to do 3 times 8, which equals 24. There are 24 pints in 3 gallons. Again, if you got this correct, give yourself another pat on the back. For practice problem 3, I have 6 cups and I want to figure out how many pints that is. I know that 1 pint has 2 cups in it. So I'm actually going to need to do division this time. I'm starting with a small measurement and I'm going to a bigger measurement. So I'm going to need to do 6 divided by 2 in order to find out how many pints that would be. Pause the video and solve 6 divided by 2 before continuing. If you said 6 divided by 2 is 3, give yourself a round of applause. There are 3 pints for every 6 cups. Practice problem number 4. 16 cups equals how many quarts? I know that 1 quart has 4 cups because 1 Q has 4 C's drawn in my picture. So, what's the equation we're going to need to do, and what is the answer? Pause the video here to solve. Again, I know that cups are smaller than quarts, so I'm going to need to divide. 16 divided by 4 equals 4. You guys have been doing great so far. Keep up the good work. Through these practice problems, we should have noticed that if we start on the outside, such as with gallons or quarts, and we make our way inside to cups or pints or fluid ounces, you're going to multiply. Going from the outside in, you multiply. But if you start with a small measurement, like cups, and you're making your way out to gallons, you're going to need to divide. So if you go from the inside out, you need to divide. Big measurements to small measurements, you multiply. Small measurements to big measurements, you divide. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about the customary system for capacity.